Welcome. Begin to settle. Our first posture for today is constructive rest. Lie down on your back as comfortably as possible and place a blanket under your head. Have your feet flat on the floor with the heels towards the hips. Arms are alongside your body and palms are facing down. Close your eyes. Bring the awareness towards the breath. Breathe normally in and out through your nose. Now begin to deepen your inhalations through the nose and lengthen your exhalations out through the mouth. And we're going to repeat this for 3 cycles. And just enjoying and exhaling any tensions. And then gently move back to your natural breath. Just enjoy the release here of the lower back and the ease around the hips and the major psoas muscle. Maybe you can bring your arms over the head if that's okay with your shoulders. Just assess that. The center of the body is relaxed and your body is melting down towards the earth. What a beautiful relaxation pose. My teacher calls it the advanced professional napping. It's a wonderful posture to relax the nervous system, to simply be. We spend so much time moving from one task to the other, just really without taking the time to simply stop and be. This is the perfect opportunity to do so. And start to create intention before the movement. And then very, very slowly start drawing the right knee towards the chest. Just enjoy here some nice slow circles in the hips, in the hip, until eventually you wrap your hands around the shins. So just allow a gentle squeeze in towards the chest. And then from here we hold the inside of the knee with the right hand, coming to our first variation of the next posture, half baby. Let the left foot be flat on the floor. If you feel like your hips are more flexible and you would like to work even deeper, reach to the edge of the right foot and relax both shoulders. You can maybe even extend the opposite leg in front of you for a more intense stretch. So this would be option number 2. Or you can ease back, moving your foot flat once again. So this posture is quite a strong posture. It does give you a lovely flexion in the hips and a strong stretch of the back of the thighs. It's great to also strengthen the shoulders and the arms. Just work intelligently with your body. See what is the best option for you today. Keep checking in with your breath. And just see if it's flowing naturally and there's no constrictions at all. occasionally you can even just release a sigh. Inhaling through your nose and sigh it out. For a deeper release. Now carefully start coming out of the pose and cross your right ankle over the left thigh until you find yourself in a figure 4 or eye of the needle. Just gently press the right thigh away and flex the foot a little bit. And then drop the right foot to the floor and maybe reach to your left ankle or foot. Just explore those two variations. And enjoy the nice juicy stretch on the front of the hip, on your glutes and side body. Maybe turn your head to the right, if that's available. There is nothing to do, nowhere to go. Simply being with yourself. And slowly you can move your head back up to neutral. Just deepening the breath a little bit more as we gently move back to that neutral position, releasing the foot to the floor. So just adjusting, readjusting, and eventually we are going to start working on the other side. So drawing the left knee towards the chest and just allowing those little circles with the hip in both directions. And then when you're happy, just squeeze the knee in. And we are starting to move into that half baby pose, but there's always time for a little circle with the foot. So half baby pose here, and perhaps you want to keep your hand behind the knee and just stay here if that's enough for you today, or you can extend the leg in front of you and maybe catch the outside of your left foot. So the full expression, or one of the expressions of this half happy baby pose. Also one of the strongest variations. So just choose which one is best for you. So just finding that edge and working with it, adjusting and readjusting, always in an intelligent way. No pain. Just creating space for exploration and discovering new layers in your body and also your mind. And just noticing. When I need some balance, the sound of silence sings its song and carries me so gently to a land beyond its right or wrong. When I need an insight, the whispers of the old wise ones can penetrate the fog of thoughts and bring a light that it's like the sun. And when I need uplifting to rise above heart heaviness, a sense of joyful gratitude can bring a smile of happiness. But when I am too weary to hear the song of silence sing, when whispers stop, no smile, no joy, I rest just into noticing. And gently, we just start crossing the left ankle over the right thigh and eventually move on to our twist here. Just can enjoy the stretch on the left side of the body. Observing your breath. Observing how it flows naturally. And if there's any constrictions, just make sure you adjust your pose. But only adjust if there is pain. If you feel you are a little uncomfortable, just observe where that discomfort comes from. Does it come from your body? Any part of the body, or does it come from any part of your mind? Any aspect of yourself that is feeling uncomfortable with mirroring? And then very gently, we slowly come out of the pose and releasing the left foot to the floor. So just a little hug in. And then just draw little circles out and with your knees, and then maybe change the direction. Eventually roll over to your left side and pause for a moment. And come up to your hands and knees, tabletop position. Place a blanket under your chest and then bring one arm forward and the other forearm flat on the floor, parallel to the end of the mat. Support your forehead on the arm, allowing the chest to sink towards the earth. This is a great stretch for the shoulders and the arms, the upper back, the front of the chest, the armpits even. So just adjust accordingly. If you need, maybe trying to move our hips back a little bit, trying to have them as in line as possible with the knees. And just release completely. Let go. Let your heart melt. Recharge your body with the energy of our beautiful planet, the earth underneath you. Keep checking in with your breath. Just a few more breaths here. And gently we come out of the pose, pressing the forearm and hand down, just for a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhaling your heart open and exhaling, rounding the spine. And a few more here. Keeping the breath flowing, really going down. Very nice. And then coming to the second side, and this time we're going to place a blanket under the knees as well if we can, and also our feet. That's another possibility. So keeping them protected as we're staying in this position for a while. And then when you're ready, just extending the other arm forward and resting the head on the forearm. And then maybe if you feel that the stretch is also strong on the shoulder, just finding other ways of supporting the chest. So for example, bringing a bolster or a thick pillow under your chest. It will certainly support you a little bit more. Just rest. Rest into noticing. Enjoying the sounds of the silence, singing its song. Just a few deeper breaths. And then slowly we start easing out of the pose, rounding the spine, moving into a tabletop, just to enjoy some circles with the body to neutralize the spine here. And then changing the direction of the circle. Moving into a child's pose for a few moments. We can just come to this classical variation. Knees in, arms alongside the body. staying here. But perhaps we can use a more comfortable variation, a more restorative variation, using a bolster or a pillow to support your chest. And just letting go completely, like a baby having its sleep. This is a lovely, soothing, restorative posture to slow down and balance your nervous system. Don't recall. Let go of what has passed. Don't imagine. Let go of what may come. Don't think. Let go of what is happening right now. Don't examine. Don't try to figure anything out. Don't control. Don't try to make anything happen. Rest. Relax. Right now. And rest. Hmm. This is one of those postures that is very difficult to let go of. Just want to stay in this position the whole day. But we need to move on to our next posture. Obviously, at home, you stay as long as you would like. Otherwise, we're going to move on to a bolster rotation. Just pausing for a few moments here for a breath. And then finally, we are moving on to one of my favorite postures. This one, I do it quite often, and it's incredible for the nervous system. So use a bolster if you have one, but if you don't, just use a pillow. We're going to start by on the left side. So adjusting the bolster closer to your hip. We're going to zigzag the legs so that the right knee is nestling on the right foot. And then we're going to just wrap the left arm around the head and taking the head towards the left shoulder. Just pausing and enjoying the stretch. And then we're going to release and rotate the torso towards the bolster, allowing it to melt down completely. Oh, yes. You can bring an extra blanket here if you want. So just place it under the head for extra support. It does make a difference. Bolster rotation is lush, and it's a fantastic posture for spine mobility and also to massage your internal organs. There's also an internal and external rotation of your thighs here. So there's a lot happening, but at the same time it's wonderful and incredibly soothing for your nervous system to relieve from stress and anxiety. We can also bring both legs on top of each other. If you start feeling pain or tension in the hips, that's another nice variation. Just a few more moments here, enjoying this nourishing pose. And taking a few deep breaths in and out through your nose, starting to move the head. Very gentle movements. And then slowly walk your hands back and move away from the bolster. Completely blissed out. Extend your legs out in front and lean back into your hands. Open the chest and drop the head back. Enjoy. Moving on to the opposite side when you're ready. So just taking the bolster or the pillow to your right side, close to your right hip, zigzagging the legs, and for a few moments just pausing, smiling, and stretching the right arm up, and taking it around the head, moving the head to the right shoulder for a neck stretch. And release. And turn your torso towards the bolster and allow once again your heart to rest down towards the pillow. Just moving into stillness once again. This is a posture that is also working the back of your body, and in particular there's a nice stretch on the kidney area. And kidneys, they are also related to courage. And courage doesn't necessarily mean courage to thrive. It can also mean, oftentimes, courage to actually stop and slow down. Just coming out of that race that a lot of us are in most of the times. So courage to break with patterns. Courage to start again. Taking a deep breath in. And starting to slowly create the intention before the movement. And with care, pausing when necessary, start coming out of that rotation, moving away from your bolster and stretching your legs out and leaning back once again into your hands. We're going to move on to our final pose, which is shavasana. But we're going to do a side shavasana, side relaxation pose. So you'll need 2 blankets or pillows. I'm going to place one blanket or pillow between the legs, and then another pillow for between our arms. Just fold it in if you have a blanket, and then an extra support under your head. So just adjusting yourself and just really letting go completely. Allow to let go completely and feel a sense of steadiness, stillness. Just trusting that you are held and supported. Vulnerable by Jennifer L. Wood. Always be vulnerable to your pain, your fear, your loneliness, to your pleasure too, and your joy, to all that travels through you, these pilgrims from a far-off land. Don't close the doors, but welcome them all, one a wild, restless spirit, secretly longing to be tamed, another like a lover on a long, sweet night, who only wants to melt in your embrace. For this is how you grow, by including everything. Always, always be vulnerable to all that you are. And stay in your relaxation for as long as you would like to. Honor your body, your mind, and your spirit. And just nourish it. Take care of it. Namaste.